Hey Libra, Ali from Indigo Ascension. I'm going to be doing your weekly quick read for the week beginning December the 7th through to the 13th. Now, there is no doubt this month is full of significant astrological placements. Yes, we have the 12-12 gateway at the end of this weekend. We also have the solar eclipse in Sagittarius next week. More on that in the weekly readings for next week. But what I wanted to do is do an ecliptical crossroads, a karmic crossroads if you like. Now, in many ways, many in the collective will be feeling this sense of timelessness, this dimensionality about the current timeline we're in. We literally have been at an ecliptical crossroads since June the 21st, which was the last solar eclipse. However, it happened in Cancer and it closed off that ecliptical cycle of the 2 years previous. We now launch ourselves into this new ecliptical story that's led by Gemini in the North Node, Sagittarius in the South Node for the next 2 years. So many in the collective will be experiencing this theme of a karmic crossroads in one way or another. How many times have we embarked on a new path, whether it be a new relationship, new career, new job, workplace, friendship group, only to notice the same themes are happening again in one way or another? Why do I attract? Name your thing. So, ecliptical crossroads are a perfect opportunity to highlight what the deeper reasons of retrogrades are all about. More than that, it is also an opportunity to see the deeper reasons of what ecliptical cycles can offer us too. Now, I'm going to pull 2 soul cards, and then I'll pull a few tarot cards to reflect this theme for you as far as what crossroads you might be at, okay, and where these themes might be playing out for you. And then I'll pull a crystal card as well. That's what I was wanting to do this week. It is a deeper soul reading, if you like. It helps us understand the why of why these planetary retrogrades take us to the core of our subconscious in many ways, so that we can really see what I like to call the initial creative pond, okay? It is from a certain seed or a certain source that we are always creating from, hence we get this term karma and dharma. Now, it's not punishment, you know, in our very human ways. Sometimes we need that physical evidence rather than relying on this energy of faith unfolding, yeah? So to be really intimate with self and to get to the heart of the matter of why I have the perceptions I do, why I have the beliefs I have, can help us really understand the cryptic ways in which we attract experiences, certain connections, themes in our life for deeper learning and healing. And yeah, in many ways, since June 21, since the last solar eclipse, many will be sort of still continuing this repeat of a karmic theme, if you like, so that they can really integrate the depths of those wisdoms that their unique soul path is trying to sort of get through to them. And in many ways, many in the collective as well will be sort of on to that next trajectory of self, having had integrated, okay? It's interesting, a lot of the, it's almost 50-50 by this stage. So I've done half of the readings already, I've done half of the zodiacs. I do see in many ways there are certain zodiacs that are taking this and then going, okay, and others that are probably perhaps going around another karmic loop of a cycle, which could literally span the next couple of years, given this is a new ecliptical cycle. So, trying to simplify my explanations as much as possible, Libra. This grief energy has been a thing, and so has abundance, okay? The way in which you hold space for grief is actually the same energetic center where you create. All right, look at this. Sacral chakra. Where in the past have you lost? Have you grieved? Have you had to let go of something that you were not quite ready to let go of? Thus, on some level, blocked your opportunities or the new opportunities thereafter of truly experiencing abundance. How have, like, look at just abundance loosely, how have you been creating from a lack mentality? You could say to me, Ali, I don't. I'm pretty confident in myself. I know how to create opportunity and take accountability for myself and listen to my intuition. However, on deeper levels, are there themes around, well, this won't last, I'll make the most of it and be optimistic while it's here? How has grief, loss, and a fear of lack, more importantly, influenced this powerful creative force within you that you really can manifest? And sometimes we have to show ourselves how amazing we are at manifesting because we keep karmically manifesting our fears on one level or another. It really is this intrinsic, deeply embedded on the cellular level way in which we hold space for our beliefs, where they were shaped, where they came from, and that is the journey of this year. That is the journey of this particular retrograde cycle we've been on all year. And as we transition between two separate ecliptical cycles, we were doing Cancer Capricorn between 2018 to 2020. We are now doing Gemini Sagittarius, okay? Gemini is your sister sign. It is leading the North Node. Many Librans in many ways will be feeling this pull to the future, okay? There's something here about a new way to manifest, a new way to define abundance. That's what's coming up for you, Libra. Underneath the deck, you have the Ten of Swords. You, my friend, in very many ways, are closing a massive karmic cycle. Okay? Perhaps the last 10 years have told a bigger story. And certainly when the Queen of Wands shows up directly underneath, I'm even going to say this solar eclipse in Sagittarius, because the Queen of Wands rules Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, is going to help you see with a lot more clarity the purpose of how you've been feeling, why you've been processing what you have been this year. And like I said, it is this back and forth, it's this cha-cha sometimes. Sometimes we have to give things a go, sometimes we have to take a risk. And it's not until a little bit later down that storyline we start to go, oh my God, it's the same thing. Different faces, different places, but it is the same thing. Yeah, we can, and you know, we can call this trigger points, we can call this karmic loops, whatever the case may be. There's a new way in which to create abundance for yourself, Libra. And it certainly, you know, grief has played its role thus far and taught you quite a lot about yourself. But holding space for what was lost within your very center of creation will always get in the way of you creating your idea of abundance. Oh my goodness. Two of Wands. There's options here. There always has been. There's a new way in which to manifest, to work with divine spark. This is the original fire of life, of creation, of any idea, concept, reality. It exists within us as a life force spark. It exists within all realities before they're born of life. You know, it is that initial energy that pertains to the action. Because a thought is just a thought, a dream is just a dream, but it's not until we ground that down, Libra, and we choose to go boom, and then we make a choice to act. It is that very energy that's the spark of life. It is the same thing that happens at conception. It is the same thing that happens at the birth and death of a star. It is the explosion of life force. You've been doing it one way, and perhaps there is an option. You literally, this is someone that is on a crossroads that knows you have integrated this wisdom on deeper subconscious levels that are now conscious, that there is one way of doing things and climbing that mountain that you see there in the background, but certainly a new way that is fueled in a creative cell and a creative well and cell throughout every living cell in your being, of how you really had this grief energy, fear of loss mentality. This past loss really intrinsically impacted every single way you would ever create, and it could have been completely unrelated, okay? So it may be if you've had an experience in love and this is sort of still impacting how you draw new money into your life. It might, on the surface levels, it might intrinsically look unlinked, but it is the same energy. Like I said, this fear of loss, this story of a past loss, a grief. And you could be completely healed, okay? of this loss, of this past experience, but it has still sort of embedded the creative cells of anything that you were wishing to manifest for yourself moving forward. And I feel it's going to make sense to a lot of Librans that I'm connecting to. You've got this in the past. You've got the abundance card coming up. There is a new way to manifest, my friend. There is a new way to work with this divine spark energy. This is your aha. This is an idea. There is a new way to experience. Like it's, in many ways, it's like an energetic rebirth, Libra, is what I'm seeing here. The Four of Swords, it's time to hang up your sword about that thing. It's time to hang up your sword about the way in which you allowed your creative energy to be fueled and influenced by that. It is no longer an influence. Use this upcoming solar eclipse to eclipse it from you on every level of your being. You can heal it from within your heart chakra. You can heal it from your past, that past point in the timeline. But you know, even our cells are created and recreated every day. And so if I look at this concept just as an example of stress, if my being is stress, I am still birthing new cells from that level of stress. But if I go with the process and allow every cell to die at its own accord, as it leaves my life, as it, and I decide to then come to a level of peace, every new cell after that is being birthed in peace. Does that make, like, this is the contrast. Just because I've said goodbye doesn't change the fact that my vibration is still at that level of stress, that my vibration is still at this level, on deeper levels. This is subconscious stuff. I knew that these readings would be difficult, exciting, and complex. This is going to make sense to you. This is sacral chakra. This is base chakra. Why do I keep coming up against that same brick wall? Why do I make a start and I keep getting it? It's almost like this retrograde season, Libra, was inviting you to go deeper this year. Okay, I could talk to you guys forever, you know that. All right, let's pull a crystal card. There is a new way to experience abundance, manifestation, and a new way to work inherently with your creative center. So focus on a lot of that sacral chakra clearing. Work with the solar plexus when we, when we experience that solar eclipse. God, I just heard solar flare. Maybe the last solar flare was significant. Maybe the next incoming solar flare is going to be significant as far as blasting out the remainder. Alrighty, is what I do say. Hematite. Beautiful, reflective, and it's the warrior's shield in many ways too. Originality, inner confidence, and protection. Drawing this card indicates it is time to draw on your inner will to move forward, take responsibility for your existence, and work towards a state of grace. From that state of grace, we are creating new cells always. We are creating our new reality. This is beautiful, Libra. I hope you got something out of that. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so by heading on above to the bio link. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you'll find the same link in the description box below. Until next time, have an empowered week. Take care.